Here I have the number 7 written. Now, 7 is the only digit that's visible, but not shown here is everything in front of the 7. In front of the 7, there's actually zeros that go on forever, for an infinite amount. So I could draw zeros in front of that number 7, and they can go on forever. Now, we've talked about those place values before: ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 millions, and so on and so forth. And I could take those zeros out forever. Now, on the other side of a number, there is a decimal point. And then there are also zeros that go forever. So any number that you see, there's actually an infinite number of zeros ahead of it, and there's an infinite number of zeros behind it. Now, we haven't discussed the place values that are behind the decimal point yet. So these place values behind the decimal point are tenths. Now, that's not tens, it's tenths with a THS on it. Then hundredths. And thousandths. So these place values, and that's the only ones that we're going to talk about today, but these zeros do go on forever. So ahead of the decimal point, we have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, so on and so forth. And behind the decimal point, we have tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Now, these numbers to the right of the decimal point, they represent parts of a number, and that's what decimals are. They're parts of a number. So if I wrote the number 7.258, that number would be between the whole number 7 and the whole number 8, because it's 7 and this 258 thousandths is actually the correct name of that. But just letting you know that decimals are part of a whole number. Anything that's in the decimal places will be between whole numbers. So 7 and 258 thousandths falls between the whole number 7 and the whole number 8. So once again, we have tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. The THS on the end of those. Tenths, hundredths, and thousandths.